All right, brothers and sisters, 2019. Want to say to you guys out there, you Hebrews, brothers and sisters, family and friends, happy Hanukkah 2019. Okay? Shabar Israel bringing you this video on tonight concerning, you guessed it in the back, Solid Foundation Israelite Academy. Please support me on YouTube. Type in Solid Foundation Israelite Academy. Please like, comment, and subscribe on YouTube. Alright? Guys, 2019. We want to say Happy Hanukkah. Many may say Feast of Dedication. It's also called the Festival of Lights or the Feast of Lights, however you want to call it. But this holy convocation, this is highly known as what you call Feast of Dedication or Happy Hanukkah. You can see the lights. My wife, she did the decoration. Beautiful, man. See that the gorgeous lights? All right. My wife, she did the decorations. I did not do the decorations. She did it all, y'all. So we owe all this to her. She also placed the 12 tribes, you know, on different color paper, and you can see it. You can see them dangling from the ceiling. You know, we got Zebulun, tribe of Zebulun here, which is Panamanians and Colombians of today. Then you got Reuben, which are the Seminole Indians down in the Everglades of Florida. Right here we have Asher, which is the modern day Colombians to Uruguay, basically northern Brazil. And then we have Gad, which are the so-called Native American Indians today. Naphtali, which is the Argentinians to Chile, which is southern Brazil. Then we have Simeon, which is the so-called Dominican Republic of today. So shouts out to our brothers and sisters down there in the islands. Issacharites. All right. You can see that my son he's just overwhelmed in the background. You know, Issachar, which are the so-called Mexicans of Mexico. Then we have Manasseh, which is the Cubanos of today, the so-called Cubans. We have Ephraim, which is the so-called Puerto Ricans today, from the tribe of Ephraim, the Boricua Taino Indians, Puerto Ricans, Ephraimites. Okay. Levi, the modern day Haitians down in Haiti, down there in the Caribbean. Benjamites, which are the West Indian Negroes of Jamaica, from the tribe of Benjamin. And last but not least, on the count of three, I want everybody to say this. 1, 2, 3. Judah. Yeah, that's right. Judah, which are the modern day so-called Negroes, or what you would say African Americans, or American blacks, or color of black people. We are the true Jews of the Bible. So I just gave you guys a rundown on all the 12 tribes. And like I say, my wife, she did the decorations. You see? And so, guys, we just having a wonderful time. Could have been better, but we're not going to complain because we know during this time, dealing with the Feast of Dedication, it's supposed to be a holy gathering where you will have various brothers and sisters, Hebrew Israelite brothers and sisters, blacks, Hispanics, Latinos, and Native Americans, coming together, fellowshipping, socializing, listening to music, and just joyous things going on during this precious time. But like I said, unfortunately, we're not able to come in contact with brothers and sisters at the moment. So this is just a family thing on tonight concerning Happy Hanukkah. All right. Here's my lovely wife, y'all. Okay.
Shalom.
This is Judith Bat Israel, along with my youngest prince, okay, which is Zamar Israel. All right. I'm not gonna say hello because hell is low. So
Say
we
shalom.
just say good tidings, greetings.
You.
Zamar, tell the people greetings. Say good tidings, greetings. Shalom, peace, peace and love, peace and wisdom. So that's my lovely wife, Judith Ba Israel, along with Zamar Israel. And over here, my oldest son, Yaremia, also known as Jeremiah. How you feeling, Jeremiah?
I'm feeling good.
That's good, man. Peace, wisdom, much love, and respect. All right? So this is Jeremiah, my oldest son. We just in here brewing it up. Not too much, but we brewing it up. Guess what, guys? It may not be too much going on tonight, but we are certainly brewing it up. We're brewing it up tonight concerning the Feast of Dedication 2019. We got to make it do what it do. Even if we don't have Hebrew brothers and sisters to come along and fellowship, we still got to make it do what it do. All right? Last but not least, we have Ra'ashawan Israel. How you feel, man?
Good.
That's what's up. How you feel about Happy Hanukkah, a.k.a. the Feast of Dedication?
Great.
He says it's great. Jeremiah says it's great. Zamar says it's great.
Yep.
Judah Ba Israel says it's awesome. And guys, you already know what it is. Shabar Israel says it's awesome. It's phenomenal. It's great, man. The Feast of Dedication 2019, guys. We just want to say Happy Hanukkah for the last time. Happy Hanukkah 2019 is an awesome time where the Hebrew Israelites, we get together, we celebrate concerning the Feast of Dedication. Now, Hanukkah, we see Patricia Toombs is watching. We are glad to have you, Patricia Toombs. We are glad to have you on tonight. Thank you for your love and support. Patricia Toombs, she every now and then she'll spawn in and check my videos out. So we thank you, sister, for your love and support, man. We need as much as the support we can get to help facilitate this movement that we have going on. Solid Foundation Israelite Academy. What we are doing tonight, we are Patricia Toombs. What we're doing tonight, we are celebrating the Feast of Dedication, also known as Happy Hanukkah. Hanukkah in Hebrew means dedication. So, you may see it says Hanukkah, Hanukkah. That is certainly dedication in Hebrew. So what you're looking at is happy dedication, or what you would call happy Feast of Dedication. Now, I'm going to explain the Feast of Dedication. So, why do the Jews get together to celebrate Happy Hanukkah, or what you call the Feast of Dedication. Well, you must know this because we don't supposed to celebrate Christmas. Christmas is a pagan holiday. Christmas is a satanic pagan event. And we don't celebrate Christmas because we know that Christmas, actually, it goes all the way back to ancient Babylon. All right. Dealing with Tammuz, the boy king, and dealing with his mother, Semiramis. Last but not least, his father, Nimrod. So when you're talking about Christmas, you won't even find Christmas in the Bible. You know, Christmas won't be found. Now, you can read about the nativity story in the Bible, but you would not read about the setting of the Christmas tree, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, Santa Claus, Mrs. Claus, the North Pole, the Gingerbread Man, and all this other excessive madness that comes along with this satanic pagan event, better yet known as Christmas. You will not come across any of that in the Bible. The only thing you're going to come across in the Bible is the nativity story dealing with the birth of the Messiah. But the Bible even tells you that the Messiah was not born on December 25th. Actually, the Messiah was born during the spring equinox. So the Messiah was born during the springtime, the season of spring, not the wintertime. Because we know December deals with the winter solstice. And the Messiah was not born during that time, because when you read in the book of Luke, it tells you during the birth of Christ, there were shepherds still abiding in the fields. So even the Bible tells you during the time Christ was born, it tells you that there were shepherds still abiding in the field. So you can see right there, there's no way that shepherds would stay overnight in the field grazing and attending their flock if the Messiah was born during the winter solstice. You see, it makes no sense. But we know that the Messiah was most likely born during the spring equinox, which is the Passover during that time. And so, can it be found in the Bible that Jesus Christ was born on December 25th? Absolutely not. So I don't see why the government keeps saying that the 25th of December is Jesus' birthday, which the Bible does not, it does not solidify any indication on his birth. The closest we come to the birth of Christ, it says when he was 12 years old. It says during the time of the Passover, when the Messiah turned 12 years old, he went up. You see, so we can pretty much put that together. He was born during the springtime. So Christmas is not something you should want to be a part of, but we know many brothers and sisters in America, we have grown to that custom. We have been brainwashed, and we have, that's something that we grew up among. We grew up among these federal holidays, and it's time to come out from among the customs of America. Like Revelation the 18th chapter says, Revelation chapter 18 says, the Most High says, come out of her, my people, which is Babylon. Babylon is America. And Revelation the 18th chapter says, come out of her, my people, that you may not receive her plagues. You see, because there's future destruction coming to the United States of America, which is Babylon, the Bible speaks of. You see, so yeah, we have thermal nuclear destruction that will soon eradicate this corporate America. So guys, like I said, happy Hanukkah. Hanukkah means dedication. And we as the Hebrew Israelites, we keep this for 8 days. We keep it for 8 days. Hanukkah is celebrated for 8 days. And this is when Judas Maccabeus and his brothers, they revolted on the Grecian Empire, or what you would call the Seleucid Empire. This is when Judas Maccabeus and his brethren, they decided to rise up and fight against the Grecians, because the Grecians, during the time of the Maccabees, you can read about this in the Apocrypha. Anybody have an Apocrypha? Anybody have an Apocrypha? Well, let me get mine. So, I mean, you might want to get the Apocrypha books. Wait a minute, guys. You see right here, it says the Apocrypha. Apocrypha. Apocrypha means hidden books. And as you can see, this is the authorized King James. So these books, they were part of the King James 1611 Bible. But after the early 18th century, the Roman Catholic Protestants removed the 14 apocryphal books from the Bible because they considered them to be non-canonical, and they didn't consider them to be in relations to the gospel. So the Roman Catholic Protestants, during the time of the Protestant Reformation, they eradicated the 14 apocryphal books from the original King James 1611 version, because we know that all Bibles had the apocryphal books in them before the 1800s. So if you go before the 1800s, all Bibles had the apocryphal books in them. After the 1800s, you was left with 66 books. Before the 1800s, you had 80 books. Okay, so guys, the Apocrypha. Please purchase the Apocryphal books and get to know about the Feast of Dedication, also known as Happy Hanukkah. You see. All right, we see Matthew Doc Anderson. Glad to have you, my brother. Appreciate your time and effort. Happy Hanukkah to you. Happy Hanukkah to Patricia Toombs. Happy Hanukkah to Matthew Doc Anderson. So, what books talks about Happy Hanukkah? What books talks about Hanukkah? The Apocryphal books talks about the Feast of Dedication, also known as the Feast of Lights, also known as Hanukkah. All right. So the Apocryphal books. If you wanna know more about Happy Hanukkah, because we are supposed to celebrate Hanukkah and not Christmas, please purchase the Apocryphal books. And once you get the Apocryphal books, if you want to jump straight to the spot, if you want to cut straight to the chase, go to First Maccabees and start with go to First Maccabees and start with chapter 2. I need some light, sis. Can I get some light in here? Okay, thank you for that. So the Apocrypha, okay, translated out of the original tongues with the formal translations, diligently compared and revised by His Majesty's special command, appointed to be so forth. The Apocrypha. So if you want to read about the Feast of Dedication, also Hanukkah, you will go to First Maccabees, okay? And I'm just going to give you the primary chapters. That's Maccabees. You can see right there. First Maccabees. So you will go to the first book of the Maccabees. Maccabees means hammerers, because Judas Maccabeus and his brothers, they came down on those Greeks so bad, man. That's what you see in the front. You see Judas Maccabeus. You see where it says Maccabees on the front of the Apocrypha. That was Judas Maccabeus and his brethren. Judas Maccabeus is in the middle, and he had, I think, how many brothers? He had 5 brothers, I believe so. Yeah, chapter 2, First Maccabees, chapter 2. In those days arose Mattathias, the son of John, the son of Simeon, a priest of the sons of Jorib, from Jerusalem, and dwelt in Modin. Chapter 2, verse 2 in First Maccabees. And he had 5 sons. Jonan, called Cadiz. He had Simeon, called Thasai. And then he had Judas, who was called Maccabeus, the hammerer. And then he had Eleazar, that was called Avaran. And he had Jonathan, whose surname was Aphis. So Mattathias, which was the father, had 5 sons, and they were called the Maccabees. And what did they do? They caused a revolt against the Grecian Empire and they rose up against the Greeks, and they overthrew the Greeks, and they rededicated the temples that the Greeks had defiled, because the Greeks, they went into the synagogue and they defiled the temples with pig's blood. You had King Antiochus IV, which was the son of King Antiochus III. He went into the synagogue during the time of the Maccabean revolt, when the Jews was heavily being oppressed by the Greeks. King Antiochus IV, he went into the temple and he defiled the temple with pig's blood all on the altar. And so the Jews became highly upset about that, man, because the temple was defiled, and they caused a revolt, and they overthrew the Grecians, and they rededicated the temple back to the Lord. And it took them approximately like 8 days. And that's why they call it Feast of Dedication. Call it Hanukkah. Happy Hanukkah. So, that's what we're going. It's a Hebrew thing, you know what I'm saying? It's a Hebrew thing, man. Like I say, it ain't much tonight because it's just me and the family celebrating this. But we usually have brothers and sisters to get together and help us celebrate it. All right? Now, so if you want to read about Hanukkah, primarily it'll be 1 Maccabees chapter 2, chapter 3, and chapter 4. 1 Maccabees in the Apocrypha, chapters 2, 3, and 4 deals with Happy Hanukkah, also known as Happy Dedication or the Feast of Dedication. So we don't celebrate Christmas. Jews, we've been the Jews. We are the real Jews, so-called Negroes. We supposed to celebrate Hanukkah, not Christmas. Who gave us Christmas? The white man gave us Christmas. He gave that to us in our captivity, in our slavery. See, the slaves, they knew nothing about Christmas until after servitude, and basically after the 15th century. After 1555, going all the way down to the 16th century, 17th century, that's when you had the white man that was heavily oppressing and beating the slaves, which were the Jews. So we was heavily being oppressed by the European powers during the early 1500s, 1600s, going on way out to the 18th century, because I believe like 1865, slavery was abolished, like a slave being directly under a plantation owner, that was eradicated around 1865, dealing with the Emancipation Proclamation, and they kind of turned us over to the government. So we went from chattel slavery to economical slavery. It's still slavery, we just went from chattel slavery to economical slavery. You see, slavery will always exist, especially in America. You can never own nothing in America. To truly own something in America is to go to jail. You see. But anyways, guys, I'm going to close the lesson out. We thank you, Patricia Toombs, Matthew Doc Anderson, Joshua Bussey. Guys, another thing that we say the Adawan Palau in Hebrew, okay? So this is Lord, this is Adawana. Adawana. So all together you have Adawan, which is the Lord's, and then you have prayer, which is Palau. All. You see? So all together, Adawan Palau, which is the Lord's Prayer. This is the Our Father's Prayer, dealing with Matthew chapter 6, starting with verse 9. If you go in the gospel and you read Matthew chapter 6, beginning with verse 9, it starts off the Lord's Prayer, or what some may say the Our Father's Prayer. And I'm going to say it before you guys, so you guys can clearly see. I'm going to analyze it and break it down. So what you have on the top, you have Abanawa, which is our Father. You have Shabbat Shemayim, which is in heaven. Quadash, which is holy. Hayah, be Shamka, your name. All together, so we would say, Our Father, which is in heaven, holy be your name. In Hebrew, Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Quadash, Hayah, Shakam, Shakah. all together. Then we go to the second line. Most High, your kingdom come, your will be done. Yahweh malawaka taba'a ratazaka haya. See, so Yahweh malawaka taba'a ratazaka haya. Asha, done. So Most High, your kingdom come, your will be done. Then we have Barataza, which is in earth. Kawa as higher be Bashamayim in heaven. Nothing an hour. Give us lacham, bread. Kalyawam all day. Wasalakin forgive us. Kabawakin our debts. Kasalak as we forgive. Kabawakin wala'a. Kabawakin our debts. Wala'a and not. Tabi'a lead us. Banasayawan in temptation. Abba, but Hawashai nawa, deliver us. Mayan from Rai, evil. Kaya, for Laka to you. Hamalakwa, the kingdom. Wala'ah, and the power. Wata Parath, and the glory. Laiwalamium, forever. Amen. So all together, guys, this is the Adawan Palah, the Lord's Prayer, our Father, which is in heaven. Holy be your name, Most High, your kingdom come, your will be done in earth as it be in heaven. Give us bread all day. Forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors, and not lead us in temptation, but deliver us from evil. For to you the kingdom and the power and the glory forever. Amen. Now let's say it in Hebrew, guys, and I will close out. The Adawan Palah, which is the Lord's Prayer. Abba Nawa, Shabak Shemaya, Kwadas Hayasha Kam Yahweh, Malawaka, Taba'a, Ratazaka Haya, Ashaba, Ratazaka Wahaya Bashamayim. Nothing to Nawa, Lakam Kayawam, Wasalak Nawa, Kabawak Nawa, Kasalak Nawa, Kabawaki Nawa, Wala'a, Tabiya I Nawa, Banasaya Wanaba, Hawashai Nawa, Mayan, Rai Kayalaka Hamalakwa, Wala'a, Wata Parath, Laiwalamium Aman. And that's the holy tongue. This is the Lord's Prayer in the holy tongue, the original Hebrew, guys. You see, the original Hebrew. That because we know that the Bible was written in Hebrew. The Bible was written in Hebrew. The early manuscripts of the Bible was written in Hebrew, guys, if you don't know that. The Old Testament was written in Hebrew. So I'm taking you guys all the way back to the Hebrew to show you during the ancient times, during the old days, this is how our people spoke. They didn't speak English. We learned English from the oppressor. We learned English from British. We learned English from the white man. The British taught us English. Before we were speaking that gibberish, we were speaking Hebrew. So I was just taking you guys back to show you how we were speaking 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 years ago. You see, we didn't know anything about English, none of that. You see, the Messiah did not speak English. The Messiah didn't speak Chinese, Japanese. The Messiah spoke Hebrew. Who you call Jesus Christ? He spoke Paleo-Hebrew. The same thing you just heard me speaking, that's what Jesus Christ spoke. That's what Moses spoke. Abraham, Noah, Isaac, Jacob, Ezekiel, Daniel, Jeremiah, Obadiah, Zephaniah, Micaiah, all the prophets, the 12 disciples, everybody in the Bible, they spoke Hebrew. What you just heard me speak. That's what they spoke, okay? But like I said, they took the Hebrew and they translated it to English. And so this is what you see today. You see, it says the Lord's Prayer. Then it says, Our Father, which art in heaven, holy be thy name, and so forth. After they translated the Hebrew to Greek, and then from Greek to Latin, and then from Latin to Spanish, from Spanish to English. But this is what you see today dealing with the Lord's Prayer. This is how it's written today. But 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 years ago, it was written like this. This is the original Paleo Hebrew. Paleo just means ancient. So 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 years ago, Guys, could you really read this 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 years ago? Could you really read this? If you don't know Hebrew, you won't be able to read it. See? Could you really read this? All right. Let me show you guys up here. Could you really read this 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 years ago? You see? So if you don't know Hebrew, you would not be able to read the original manuscripts of the Bible. And so they had to translate it to English form so you can enter and understand. They had to take the paleo and they had to translate it into what we have today. You see? So guys, thought I'd just drop that extra information on you guys. Hope you was edified. And I forgot to do one thing. I forgot to blow the shofar because it is Happy Hanukkah, the Feast of Dedication. Once more, Happy Hanukkah. And what you see right here, this is a shofar, a ram's horn. It's known as the shofar. Okay. And what our people did with this, they blew the trumpet to announce wars. They blew the trumpet to announce significant feast days, feast events like what we're dealing with now. They blew the trumpet to announce the coming of kings and queens. The trumpet, nothing was really not done. Nothing in the ancient world was really carried out without the sound of a trumpet. That's how important the trumpet is. It even tells you in Revelation that before the second return of the Messiah, there will be 7 trumpets blown. The trumpets that the Bible speaks of is what you would call the shofar, which is the ram's horn. And we blow this to bring in significant feast events and things of that nature. So let me blow this in terms of Happy Hanukkah. I'm going to blow it 3 times for the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. All right, guys. So here we go. If you can see me. Happy Hanukkah. Patricia Toombs, Matthew Dot Anderson, Patricia Toombs, all you guys, Joshua Bussey, Happy Hanukkah. Okay, what we have here is we also have now what we don't have going on tonight, which should have been going on, is this is the 7-branch menorah, and it's supposed to be lit. You know, it's supposed to be lit. We don't have it lit on tonight because we have the candles and we have the lightings in the back. But I could have lit it up, but I didn't do it, guys. Forgive me. Most High, please have mercy on my soul. I didn't do it. I'm sorry. But anyways, this is the menorah. The menorah. Or you could say the menorah. Okay, this is how the Jews get down. This is what we supposed to be doing, y'all. But they got us doing all this Christian stuff. They got us talking about the cross and all this type of stuff. No, we should be upholding the menorah. If you want to uphold anything, uphold the menorah. The hell with the cross, uphold the menorah. Because this is what Jesus upheld, not the cross. The cross is pagan, you see. So we talking about the menorah, guys. You see, and we supposed to have this lit, but we don't. But I'm just showing you the menorah. I showed you the shofar, the pomegranate deals with. This is a pomegranate. A pomegranate. I painted this purple. We know the pomegranate is usually like reddish texture. It's kind of red, pinkish, reddish. Pomegranate. Pomegranate is a very delightful fruit. It's very sweet. It has actually 613 seeds. The pomegranate has 613 seeds within it, just like the Bible has 613 commandments within it. So each seed represents a commandment. So the pomegranate is a very remarkable fruit because it's out of all fruits is the most spiritual fruit, which reflects on the law. The 613 seeds dealing with the 613 commandments. Also at the top of the pomegranate, you can see how it buds, and it buds just like the Star of David. This is what you call the Star of David. the Jewish star. This is where that star comes from. When you see that Jewish star, it comes from the budding of the pomegranate, because the pomegranate, this is exactly how it buds when you snap it from the tree, and it creates the Star of David. And this represents the 613 laws, which the pomegranate has 613 seeds within it. So when you read the Bible, you'll hear about high priests decorating the temples with pomegranates. They also wore the pomegranates at the bottom of their garments and things of that nature. And then also you have the cherubim wings in the back, the same wings that was on the mercy seat of the Ark of the Covenant. All this type of stuff, guys. Just putting you guys on game, man. I'm putting you guys on Revelation and free game. If you want to know about the Bible, you got to get with us. If you want to really know about the Bible, get with us. We can tell you about the Bible. We can tell you about the Bible. I'm not talking about pork chop pastors out there. I'm not talking about these lying ass pastors out here that's taking your money Sunday in and Sunday out. They already finished. They washed up. They just teaching tradition. All they teaching you is tradition and philosophy that's been carried from generation to generation. You're not going to learn the truth in the church. I'm sorry. You got to get with the Hebrew Israelites. You don't have to get with our camp, but please make your way to find some Hebrew Israelite camp so you guys can really be edified. Ain't that right? Ain't that right? Where my son at? Ain't that right, Jeremiah? Mm-hmm. Tell them about the Christian church. Is the Christian church beneficial?
No, they not.
See? But see, we was raised up in the Christian church. Mm-hmm. It's a wonderful thing. Now we can break the cycle by teaching our children the mistakes we made. So now we don't have to bring our children up, and up in the Christian church and teaching them about a white Jesus and teaching them about these pipe fantasies. We can put them on the truth now. Okay? Ain't that right, man?
Yes.
Zamar, smile for Louis Herrera and Joshua Bussey and Patricia Toombs, Matthew Doc Anderson. Smile for the audience.
Say shalom.
Say we thank y'all for y'all support.
Say thank you.
We thank y'all for y'all support. Say y'all time that y'all sacrificed tonight.
Say thank you.
See, yay! The water. That means thank you. Say the water. Thank you, brothers. The water, thank you, sisters. The water, thank you, brothers and sisters. Yeah, man. Okay. You got anything you want to say, sis, before we close out?
I just want to say happy Hanukkah and enjoy Hanukkah for 8 days. That's how long it is. And just have a beautiful Hanukkah.
All right.
Sure.
And it is what it is, guys. Until next time, we say Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai. Happy Hanukkah 2019. And remember, if you doubt me that Christmas is a satanic pagan holiday, please, if you have access to a computer, look it up for yourself and come back and holler at me. Peace.